Hey everyone, this is Corey with Stafford's EDC, and I'm going to be giving you my first impressions here of the SPK Lamia. Lamia. I believe it's Lamia. Anyway, this is coming from SPK, which is Alex Steingraber on Instagram. You may know him for his Shark model or his Sasquatch model, fixed blades. These are made in upstate New York, here in the US. But this is his first folder. This is the Lamia. It's a titanium construction. You have a Crewwear hard mill blade. You see that right there. And you can see the SPK logo, which is a Steingraber Precision Knives, is what SPK stands for. This is just a first impressions video. I've only had this for a few days and I have not cut with it yet. But it is breaking in really nicely as it is on washers, which you can just see in there hiding next to that tang. And yeah, I wanted to talk about this knife a little bit because this is a custom knife. This was built to my spec from what's available from him. You know, there are limitations here. He's not doing, show side scales or anything like that, but the color and the finishing choices were all my choices here. So I have some teal hardware, backspacer, and clip. And let me just adjust this. Sorry, guys. I'm realizing that's a little crooked. But yeah, teal. And then the Crewwear blade's perfectly fine with me. And I love a nice sandblast like this. That'll pick up some great patina. Not patina, Christ. Snail trails. It'll show some character over time. But yeah, let's talk about the knife a little bit. So my very first impressions of this knife was ow. And why I say ow is because this was so extremely tight out of the box that I could not get it open with one hand. I really struggled to get it open. The first thing I did was I put my middle finger in and I pushed as hard as I could and I could not get it to open. And I said, all right, maybe I'm putting pressure on the lock bar or something. Let me try my thumb. And I went like this and I pushed so damn hard that I tore the nail bed away from my nail under my thumb. So my thumb's been recovering for a few days. So that's not fun. But with a little bit of adjusting of the pivot, as well as a little bit of KPL heavy on the detent ball track, it's now good to go. The detent's still pretty stiff. Definitely super sensitive to lock bar pressure, but it does fire out now, and I'm more used to that. I can use my thumb, and I can use the middle finger flick as well, and this washer action is breaking in nicely. This was essentially not moving at all unless you manipulated it with your finger, but now with a little bit of wrist action you can get it to start to drop, and you can shut it the rest of the way. Now, I don't think this will ever be a drop shut type of knife. It's not designed to be that way. Think of a Chris Reeves Benza, big washers, titanium frame lock, same idea here. Overall, the ergos feel really nice. I don't get any kind of hot spotting from the clip in my hand. The clip, though, is very tight. So it's something to keep in mind that this has got quite a bit of retention to it. I'm not one of those people who's very good at getting under clips and smacking them back down on the scale, but this will grab your pants nice and tight. If you're wearing loose fitting shorts or something like that, this might, pull your pants up with it as you pull it out of your pocket. But I expect that to loosen up over time. It's just titanium. It's nothing crazy. Yeah, but overall, I'm impressed with it. This is only number 151, and he's continually making improvements to these. This is the first one of his last batch of V1s. Now, what that means is that there's a few changes being made into the V2. Basically nothing insane. He's changing out his detent ball to zirconium. I believe it's a silicon nitride ball right now. And he's just changing the placement of some interior laser engraving. This has an American flag and says proudly made in the US. I believe he's removing the American flag. His logo's on the inside as well as the number. So some minor changes. You can see the lefty might be a problem here because you're touching the lock bar. Yeah, I can't get it left-handed unless I'm on the clip. So something to keep in mind if you're left-handed, for sure. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this knife a little bit, talk about how it hurt me, but now we are on good terms. You can forgive the ones that hurt you sometimes. Don't forget that in life. Just don't keep going back to them if it keeps happening again and again. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to get philosophical or give life advice. So, with all that being said, this here is the SPK Lamia, and those are my first impressions and just brief thoughts on this. As this eventually gets more use, or unless I were to decide to sell it or something like that, I will absolutely bring a full review on this guy. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video and this little peek at the Lamia. And with that being said, thanks so much and have a great day. Take care.